Comedian and political commentator Jordan Klepper. He has taken on plenty of hot topics like guns, deportation. Well, during the 2020 election, he went on the road to check out some political rallies.
Finding the right person to interview is a subtle art. You survey the scene, looking for the perfect shirt, hat, sign, or you could just walk up to the lady with a megaphone.
Trump train, choo-choo! Trump train, choo-choo! We're coming to a town near you!
Surprisingly personal.
His work is brilliant. That's from the upcoming special, The Daily Show with Trevor. Noah presents Jordan Klepper fingers the pulse into the MAGAverse. And the host joins us now, Jordan Klepper. Welcome. We are thrilled to have you.
Hey, Jordan.
Thanks for having. I'm so, that's a big long title. Thank you for saying the entire thing. The title is as long as the election season.
I know. We feel like we're just getting out of it.
Yep.
So how long did you go on the road, and what were some of the places that you went?
Well, I went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, every parking lot that existed in Pennsylvania, and then a bunch of other places around. There was a lot of Pennsylvania trips. We started out the year following the rallies before COVID, and so we're on the road all the time, and then everything gets shut down, and somewhere in the middle of it, we legally could only talk to people with a body of water in between us. So that was happening in Jersey, on the Jersey Shore. So it's been a strange year, and my geography is all over the map.
And thank you so much for taking us to every crevice, every corner, all up in there. Before you embarked on this journey, what did you expect to find and uncover?
Well, I would say, it's really fun. I love being out in the field and getting a chance to talk to people. And I think this Trump phenomenon, if you'll call it that, has been unique. And you have a lot of people, even in New York, who look at this and kind of can't wrap their head around some of the fervor and cultish behavior that exists at these rallies. And so I wanted to go there and kind of show what is both fun about it, what draws people to the big show in town, and also how that evolved. Like what started as going to rallies and to see if this guy's going to get reelected again in February turned into me being there on January 6th as people are storming the Capitol. And I'm interviewing a guy on the Segway who's heading up a hill ready to overthrow the greatest democracy on earth. So it was a journey. And I think that's
say the least.
where a comedian can be there and kind of comment on that journey. This special tries to put in context like how we got there.
Yeah, you talk about real America. Was that a slice of real America that you saw? I mean, what was that?
I mean, I don't know where real America is. I put it into my GPS and I can never find it. I think America is confusing. It is two things. And we talked about that. There's a scene in Apocalypse Now where Robert Duvall is surfing and napalm bombs are exploding behind him. And to me, that was what January 6th was. It was heartbreaking and terrifying, and it was absurd. You had this chaos and this absurdity happening at the same time. And that's sort of politics 2020 for me, is they both live alongside each other. Real fear and real danger and real comical moments, because that's our America right now.
Did you feel any fear? Because I know a lot of media covering some of these campaign events did feel like they were in areas that made them feel uneasy. I know your comedian is a little bit different. Did you feel any of that fear?
I mean, I'm a comedian, but I traveled with 4 security guards to the last rally that I went to, which is a far cry for somebody who's doing improv comedy at the Upright Citizens Brigade 7 years ago. So it's like, this is what comedy feels like in 2020. And I think it got hairy. Again, I like being there. I think what's exciting about the work is that actually, instead of sitting in a studio, I get to go out there and talk to people about what's going on. But things got really hairy. The rallies went from being playful and tense as far as conversation goes to actual danger in the last few that we went to. Our last rally, my camera guy got assaulted by somebody in military fatigues, and that was just somewhat par for the course. It got out of control pretty quick.
Right. And as you took us through this journey, right, you being kind of embedded in these different rallies, did you see it coalescing in the way it did as we saw it play out in January? Were you surprised by what you saw unfold?
I think the writing had been on the wall all year. I think like the disinformation really stripped away kind of a sense of reality that we all shared. I think everybody was really devoted not to the ideas behind America or this government, but to a person. And they listened to that person and whatever he said. And I think after the election, with the way it went, you have a lot of people there who didn't believe the results, didn't trust the results, and were looking for where to put that energy and that anger. A lot of people bought into an idea and an identity for years, and then they look to the leader and they follow what he says. And when he says we're going to fight, march that way, people did that. And I think that's where I empathize with wanting to have that purpose and wanting to feel a sense of belonging. And a lot of those people did have that there, but the writing was on the wall of this guy controls where this mass of people goes and what they do. And if he's going to fill their heads with a lot of disinformation and point them towards doing something violent at the Capitol, they're going to do something violent at the Capitol. I mean, there's a reason we were there at the barricades when they got pushed over with security, because we knew people would be there at that exact same time, and it would get tense.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing this. Quickly, because we're out of time, I want to ask you the funniest thing you saw while covering all of this.
I saw a man wielding a pitchfork talking to me in the center of Washington, D.C. I think that was a pretty strange sight to see something from the 1800s in 2020. It was like, yeah, this is America.
I was going to say, this is America.
Right,
very 2020.
Dodge a pitchfork.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, Jordan, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Yes.
Glad you didn't need security to come and speak with us.
Oh, I got people surrounding my apartment.
24/7.
Well, OG is here, so you may need a restraining order.